today. I'm back with Mark Salmon. Today we're going to talk about the updated short-term rental guidelines and what's going on in the scenarios of short-term rentals in South Lake Tahoe. Mark's been in real estate since 2005. Before that, he was in construction, and he's on top of the short-term rental scenarios in South Lake. So previously we talked about where things were at the moment. That was a few months ago. Some new permits have been released. Go ahead and dive right into where things are at now with short-term rentals in South Lake, what's changed since previously, and then what you see into the future, or what you can expect in the future as a buyer.
Yeah, it's been an interesting road. Obviously, Measure T, everybody knows about, because that's kickstarted the whole conversation with STRs in the basin, and we were radical and voted that, and the ban went into place. We filed the lawsuit. We win last March. Last April, the new ordinance rolls out, but it's not as kind as we hoped it to be. So then we spent a year working on that to get it to the current ordinance. And that's what everybody wants to hear about, is those changes. So April 24th, just a few weeks ago now, rolled out the new ordinance. What are the changes? Well, the main thing that we didn't like was this 150-foot buffer. It's just problematic in so many different ways. And we worked on that for like 9 straight months of arguing with the city council of why that's an issue. And so that got taken off. And then in place of it, we have a cap, the total number of permits in residentially zoned areas, and that's 900. And so let's say April 24th, when this rolled out, we had 391 active permits because so many people were buffered out. And so then that opened up for, close to 500 available. And people hit the ground running. It was like Elton John farewell tour concert tickets. When that opened up, it was midnight too, they did it. Just to make it like people were staying up late, to buy this, like the first iPhone. And then the other changes, though, were that like commercially zoned areas are treated differently, mixed use. So if you have, and that the haters never cared about. So not just the tourist core area plan, but other areas that were mixed into commercially zoned area. We don't deal with that cap. The rules are a little different.
Okay, so where are we at now? So they rolled out new permits on April 24th at midnight. Where are we at now in regard to how many permits are left?
It's a great question. Unfortunately, the city is doing a dreadful job of just communications and giving us updates on these things. So as of maybe a week and a half ago, I think we had an additional close to 400 applications. But then how quick are those going to be processed? It had been like 2 weeks and nobody had gotten a permit with the new system. And so it's just a very slow process. Very few people working, zero communication. Sometimes it'll take 5 days to get an email response back. And it's very challenging if you go in person to find somebody and be able to figure out what's going on. But I would assume at this point we've probably hit 900 total applications. Now, whether or not those will all get permitted remains to be seen. You have an inspection process still to deal with. And some people too, I think like, I'm going to try to block my neighbor, or I'm going to get this just in case and maybe not use it. So how will the dust settle out on that remains to be seen. But 900 is just not enough. And so what I envision is a waiting list, a pretty healthy waiting list of people.
So that's what you see into the future, is a waiting list of people that still need permits or want permits.
100%. And that's why we fought so hard. 900 was a very random number to select. When the 150-foot buffer was in place, the city staff that makes these GIS maps had created this perfect unicorn scenario where they put these circles and they lined them all up, barely touching, and said you could get 1,288 permits based on the math. And we're like, that's impossible. Those circles don't line up like that. And so we showed them from literally a mathematician came in and gave a presentation as to why that'll equate to more like 700. So when we finally convinced them of this buffer being a bad idea, they're up there arguing, well, 1,200 is too many permits. That was kind of the number we were targeting, 1,200. And that's too many. It's like, well, wait a second. If you were so comfortable and confident in the map you created, your staff at 1,288, why are we arguing about 12?
That doesn't make any sense.
Numerous meetings just discussing this number. How about 1,100, 1,000? And they just land on 900.
Just randomly.
Arbitrary. No math behind it. Let's see how that works out. 900.
No rhyme or reason. Wow. Okay. So as of today, you can get a permit in the commercial corridor. No problem.
That's right. And if you look at a GIS map, you can just Google this, City of South Lake Tahoe GIS map, zoning map, and you can see, and it'll be all red. And there's a purple area, the tourist core, which is the sweet spot if you can get in there. The rules change. You have a higher occupancy. There's no cap. The problem is you don't have very many residential properties. You have townhomes and condos, but there's just a handful, of single family dwellings mixed within these areas. And as you can imagine, they don't feel like a residential neighborhood. But for some people, it's like, who cares? I just want the permit. And visitors don't care. They just want the option. So maybe it's not as nice as some of those other areas, but they'll take it.
Okay, so the remaining permits that we were just talking about, that's for residential only. There's a limit on those.
That's right.
Okay. That is interesting that, I could see where it'd be a race to the finish line to get your permit done. What, if you're a buyer right now and you're thinking about buying in South Lake Tahoe, what are you telling them? In short-term rental instances, primarily.
Saying that it's dangerous right now, the timing is because the communication is weak with the city. It's dangerous. Like, if you have to have this to help cover the debt service, I don't want to put you in that situation. If it's like, you've got time, we can wait it out, get on the waiting list, and when things sort out, great. Because there's other ways, right, to generate some income, seasonal leases and things like that are still super popular. And for a lot of people, like, they're either ski bums usually or summer folk. They don't usually do both. I mean, there are those occasions, but so it's like, hey, if you're up here for the boating, then why don't we do a seasonal lease in the winter? And you'll do great. 3 months. Bay Area folks working a little mixed office time and a little work from home up in Tahoe.
Yeah.
Ripping some powder turns in between. That still works. But I'm saying too, like, what'll be interesting though is like, can we get this number up, and how do we do that? In November, 3 out of 5 city council seats are up, and 2 out of those 3 are haters. They're anti-VHR people, and like, our community is done with them. I can't see them getting back on. And so, but who's going to replace them?
It's the question everyone wants to ask.
That's right. And
Mark, are you running for city council?
Yeah, that's come up. And it's like, I wish I was just ready to retire, super wealthy, and just wanted to just give back to my community. Because for the $1,600 a month or whatever they pay and the amount of time, let alone the scrutiny that you get, in these scenarios, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's like being on an HOA board.
Yeah.
Thankless position.
Right. This might be even worse. When you hear the people come up and sit there and like 10 people in a row just attacking you personally at the dais. Oh, it's pretty wild.
Brutal.
Like, you have to almost tip the cap to these guys, even some I hate.
Yeah.
You're like, well, nice work. Thank you.
Thick skin, man. Thick skin. Yeah. All right. So that makes sense. Wait it out. Do a midterm rental. Midterm is becoming more popular. What are you seeing? So for somebody that's like, okay, yeah, I could do that. I could do a ski lease or a summer lease, that's 3 to 6 months or what have you. What are you seeing in how much more rent do those typically get than, let's say, a long-term lease? Is it 150%? Is it 200%? I mean, what does that number look like typically?
Super good question. So what I like to try to say, like, for easy math, right? It's in South Shore, the decent property in a long-term rental, $1,000 a bedroom. So let's just say you got a nice 4-bedroom house, $48,000 a year. But now you don't get to use it. So it kind of defeats the purpose of your lifestyle investment. Whereas a vacation rental would probably double that. So you're looking at, 96 plus. And I'm hearing some numbers even north of 100K.
And you're talking net or gross?
Just gross.
Gross.
But both are. But granted, a property manager fully optimized. Property manager's charging 25% though. Mm-hmm. You get another 12% in TOT. So it starts to chew down that number a little bit. Whereas a long time might charge in the 6-7% range or something to monitor that for you. Seasonal lease though is going to be probably half of that long-term rental, because you might pay a premium, but you're only doing it for like 3 months. Mm-hmm. And the shoulder season's not going to happen at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so I tell people, like, do not count on this, like that, or like a black market type of angle, which you don't want to do. Because one tricky piece we just ran into is if a property gets 3 strikes in 24 months, they're blackballed.
They're off forever.
They're off, and that property, it sticks with the property.
Oh wow! So even when you go to sell it, it's devalued.
And it just happened. 2 buyers bought blacklisted properties. They didn't know, and the buyer's agent, listing agent, nobody knew. And then they went to apply and said, "No, sorry, this was a bad property."
Oh, so what happens?
No, sorry, we can't give you a permit. So what happens is another lawsuit. Like, attorneys are back involved now, having this discussion. We hope they make quick work of this. But not just that, but if you're a bad actor yourself, it travels with you. So I go, oh, this property had some strikes. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to go buy this one. No.
It sticks with the person in the house.
Yeah. So now it's like, well, you better pass it on to your sister's name or somebody else.
Yeah. Don't strike out. That's all I can say. You better get a hit.
That's right.
All right. Anything you want to add? This was short and sweet. Just want to give everybody an update as to where things stand. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'm going to plug you, because the other angle is go fast. So get a lender that knows what they're doing. You just closed a deal for us.
12 days.
This is 12 days.
12 days.
And the excitement, like everything went flawlessly, but we had a great team and you were a big part of that. And so to get that thing across the finish line in 12 days and have that guy apply for a permit instantly the day he picks up his grant deed, he's already got his inspection, he's got his permit, he's ready to rock and roll. So even if you're on a short waiting list, like go quick right now. So if a lender's telling you I can't get it done in less than 35 days, and call Shay and
I appreciate
he
that.
can knock it out. So,
Yeah.
And otherwise, we're going to keep on fighting to try to get some more permits. And I do feel comfortable that we will, because people are behaving. It's working. It's bringing money into our community. And yeah, I think it's going to be all right.
Mark, thank you for all the work you do in South Lake regarding short-term rentals and with the community. So I appreciate you coming back on. If you want to work with Mark, I'll include the contact info in the description below.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure to come in.